Yo, everybody, what's going on? It's your boy BurkCrown88 coming with a YouTube video. We're going to get into the video, but first I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you have a safe and happy holidays. And anybody that's been with me the last couple of days during my partner party, it's been an absolute blast. I appreciate and love you guys for hanging out. That's why everything's kind of in shambles right now, and the videos have been kind of weird and sporadic, but we're in a partner party right now. We made partner over on Twitch, BurkCrown88. So everybody that's been hanging out with me, having a blast, I just want to say thank you, much love. Be safe during the holidays. Merry Christmas, and let's get into the video on what is the best fantasy card to pick with the World Junior starting tomorrow, and when should you make them? Let's get into it, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. The first thing that I want to say when we're talking about these fantasy cards, because I'll take a look at them all. I looked at them yesterday, kind of quickly covered it. But I wanted to look at them on which one is the best to build, or which one has the highest potential to be the highest overall. Is any of them, or are any of them realistically going to get 99? And when to build it. This is the most important thing when looking at these cards. When is a good time to build one? And the important thing to understand is you do have 6 more days and 5 hours. So you have until Tuesday at 5 p.m. guys. The reason that's important to say is because there is games before then. Tuesday at 5 p.m. is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve at 5 p.m. is the last time you can build these sets. And the best part about that is the round robin's last games are on New Year's Eve, most in which before 5 p.m. So when it comes to a player like Yager, who you get to literally see and watch him play 3 games, the 26th he plays against Finland. The 27th, he plays against Latvia, and, that could be a high-scoring game. And then the 29th, they play against Germany. Again, could be another high-scoring game. So those are 3 games that you get to watch, and maybe if Yager gets 3 or 4 goals, now you know he's a 90, maybe you want to build him for the rest of the tournament. If Canada's looking like they're going to go on a pretty good run, which I hope they do. Now, this is not Yager's first tournament, right? He had 5 games last year, and he got 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. So that's bringing him up to an 88 overall if he repeats last year. However, this would be like is this his last year? I think this would be his overage year, his last year, as he'd be 19. Last year in Moose Jaw, he had 57 games with 35 goals and 95 points. This year he's at 23 games, and he's already at 34 points. So he's looking like he's keeping the same pace with last year. Like, it doesn't look like he took any crazy step forward at his division or his skill level for his age group. So I would say Yager is probably safe for 3 to 4 goals. I would say he's going to be anywhere from the 88 to 89. And then we got Eduard Sale playing for the Czech Republic, or the Czechs, I guess. Are they just the Czechs now? Playing for the Czechs. This card doesn't look to be bad, like a bad build. Like, his agility's fantastic and everything. Like, he's a good card. But when it comes to his games and his history, this is going to be his 3rd year in the tournament. And we do see progression, right? Like, his first year in the tournament in 2022, 2023, he played 7 games and got 1 goal. And then he followed that next year with 7 games and 3 goals. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to play 7 games and get 5 goals, but he is showing progression, that he's getting better and more comfortable with the tournament, that we could see Eduard Sale maybe get 4 goals. Right, you could see him get to an 88 to a 90. Much like Yager, he would need to have a game where he pops off. When you're looking at the cards, you got to remember this again. You can wait, because he plays Switzerland on the 26th, Kazakhstan on the 28th, Slovakia on the 29th, and Sweden on the 31st. So you do get 3 games, because the Sweden game on the 31st is at 5 o'clock, so it is after the cards have gone away. So you're going to get 3 games where he's against Slovakia, Kazakhstan, and Switzerland. I will strongly say, like, after those 3 games, he will be kind of at his peak. Maybe he has a good game against Sweden. It's hard to say. And then maybe they make the quarterfinals and everything, and they go on a run. You don't know. But what I will say is those 3 games are going to be his best games to really get some points. So keep your eye out on them if you want to get this 6-2 forward. People have been asking about Muggli. He was the BND I got. I did the set for 6 cards, and he's the player I got. I'm not going to say he's the worst option to get. Obviously, you want one of the top-end teams. Switzerland probably isn't going to make the quarterfinals or even go for a long run, but it could happen. He is 6 foot, 88 speed with 92 agility is good, and his defensive awareness and everything's good. This card's very usable right now for anybody's team if they ended up pulling it out of the BND set. Now with Switzerland, they played Czechs on the 26th, they play Slovakia on the 27th, and then they play Sweden on the 29th. And this is one of the teams that you do get to see his 4th game. So you get to see all 4 of his games before the round, or when the round robin's over. And his last game on the 31st is at noon against Kazakhstan. So you do get to see all 4 of his games, and you will know right at the end of Tuesday, is he going into the quarterfinals? Is he done? What his card is? You will know Tuesday the exact number and information you need to know if you wanted to get after this card. Now, with that being said, this is not his first tournament at the U20 World Juniors. He played last year. He got 0 goals with 1 point. And as you see here from the NL league he's in, he's played 21 games and he's got 1 goal. Last year, 42 games, 3 goals. This player isn't your prototypical goal scorer. He's not going to tear it up. He's not going to, go nuts. So I'm going to say, on the safe side, he's going to stay in 88. But if you look at his playoff performance in tournament-based playoff situations, 6 games, 1 goal. 11 games, 1 goal. So when he does get into like a playoff style hockey, he can put the puck in the net. So maybe we do see him get 1 goal and become a 90, but I feel like 1 goal for this player is a very long, very hard stretch. And then we got Konsta, right? Konsta is going to be representing Finland, which is a team that has a good chance of going very deep. They are in the tougher pool for sure. We can talk about the pools in a minute. But they are in a tougher pool. So Finland has to play Canada on the 26th, Germany on the 27th, the United States on the 29th, and then they wrap it up with Latvia on the 31st. Now that game is at 2:30. So again, this is all 4 games you're going to get to see from Konsta. He's going to play all 4 games. Then you're going to know, is he in the quarterfinals, where they are in the quarterfinals, how good is he doing, and how many points has he got. Right-handed forward. So if you need a right-handed forward, he's good right now. 87 overall. He's got 90 agility, 90 speed, 85 endurance. He's a good card right now to go after. Not a bad shot. And then, if he can get a couple of goals, 3 to 4 goals, get him up to that 90, 91. I think this player could be a good choice or a good chance at getting into the 90s. Our first one that could get into the 90s out of 3, in my opinion. Now, this is not his first tournament as well. This is his second kick at the can, as he played last year with the U20 in the World Juniors, where he played 7 games, got 1 goal. So he didn't do too bad there. 7 games, 1 goal is not the greatest. That brings him up to an 88. But again, you see playoff performing, right? 5 games, 3 goals, 6 games, 2 goals. So he likes to score the big ones. He has gone to the Rochester Americans this year in the AHL. So he is getting a shot at playing with more developed, more full-grown men. And that could really come a long way for him, as he's got 17 points in 28 games, really giving the kid some confidence. And I think you see him get 3 to 4 goals and be a really big carrying factor for Finland in the tournament. And then the second of 3 that I think are going to get into the 90s, we have Carey Terrance. I think Carey Terrance is going to just, he's going to score some. I have a strong feeling on a very, very strong American team that there's going to be a lot of goals. And the good thing for the American team and the people that want to get this card is you're going to get a chance to see him play against lesser opponents before this set runs up, right? So he's got Germany on the 26th at 2:30, Latvia on the 28th at 3:30, and Finland on the 29th at 2:30. So Latvia, Finland, Germany. I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that. And Latvia is playing the United States after a back-to-back late game against Canada. So Latvia plays Canada on the 27th at 7:30 p.m. and then they got to play the States the next day at 3:30 p.m. So there's not a lot of time between Latvians games there, and that could really show. Like, the States plays Germany at 2:30 on the 26th, and then they have a full day of rest before playing Latvia. So that's going to impact, and that could be a game where they just take off and score a ton of goals. And Terrance could be a beneficiary of that. And this card is phenomenal as of right now. Almost very good at center, almost one of the best centers in the game at 87, with 88 speed and 88 shooting, with room to grow. This is his first year in the World Juniors 20. He was in the World Juniors 18, but this is his first time representing in this World Juniors now. Last year in the under 18, he got seven games, 2 goals. And even with the Erie Otters right now, we've seen a big jump in his game. 2 years ago when he was his first year, so his first year with the Otters was 62 games, 10 goals, 67 games, 30 goals the year after. And then you've seen him go 56 games, 29 goals, and now he's already at 29 games and 14 goals. So the kid's putting the puck in the net and playoff performer, two goals in six playoff games. I think Terrance snipes home at least 4. Easy 4, in my opinion. 3 to 4 goals. He gets into the 90s. He is one of my safest picks to get into a 90. So when you're looking at this card on which one you want to build, now remember, you don't have to build these cards right away. You have 6 days, but he is one to keep your eye out on, and I think he would be worth a build. 6'1", good frame. And then the man that everybody is going to be watching, everybody's waiting to build, or if you're not waiting to build him, you've already built him. This the Axel Sandin, he's going to tear this. I think this is his year to absolutely tear this league up, and he is going to have a phenomenal outing for Sweden. And how do they start? They are the first game of the tournament tomorrow on Boxing Day. Sweden versus Slovakia. Very first game at noon. Ready to go on TSN. And then after that, Sweden has Kazakhstan on the 27th. And then after that, they get one day off and they go to the 29th where they play Switzerland at noon. And then they get another day off going to play the Czechs on the 31st at 5 p.m. So you're not going to get all 4 of his games. But I don't think this player, you're going to need all 4 of his games. You're going to know right away whether or not you want to build this card because he is a defenseman, so he gets +2. And this is not his first tournament. This is his 3rd tournament. His first tournament, he played 7 games, 0 goals. His second tournament, he played 7 games and got 2 goals. And then this year in the SHL, he has played 25 games and he's gotten 8 goals. He has found a scoring touch, and this kid will be the best out of everybody. And yes, he's got a long way to go to get to a 90, but I think 3 goals to get him up there is not that far out of the realm of possibility. That gets him up to a 91, guys. This kid is probably going to be the best fantasy card you can get your hands on in this tournament. That's what I'll say there, and that is the one that I will be chasing to build and try to get because it'll be the most fun to watch him play. I might get Yager as well just because he's Canadian and I'll want to follow, and I'll be following them anyways, so I'll watch them up. I can't stress it enough, guys. Take your time. You got 6 days. Watch some hockey, have some fun, and pick the player that you want to pick, or pick the player that's performing if you don't have anyone in particular you want to pick. But it's always more fun to pick the team you're cheering for. I do want to say thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to head out, go have some family, go have some Christmas dinner with the family. I hope you guys had a great day. Enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And hey, guys, keep an eye out for tomorrow's video. I'll be showing you how, or the best way, to build these fantasy cards because we got time. So we're going to go over the best way to do it because you're not doing it right now. You're waiting until they play their games. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.